Welcome to the GMBN Tech Show. Right, this week we're going to dive straight in because we've got James with us.
Welcome.
So, first time on the Tech Show.
Yeah, first time on the Tech Show. I've been on the Tech channel, but this is my first time in the Tech set.
Oh, welcome to Owen's parents' basement, I guess.
It looks a bit cleaner than his desk does.
Right, so what I thought we could talk about today is data on bikes. And is there such thing as too much data?
Yeah, and I guess we are going to split this into two different parts. So we've got like on-bike data, and then we've also got performance data. So starting with on-bike data, it got us thinking because there's a lot out there now. So there's the Quark, who are owned by SRAM there. I've got the TireWiz, and there's also the ShockWiz. So they're basically sensors that you can attach to your bike, tell you what the best tyre pressure for you is or what the best suspension pressure is. And do we need that data, do you reckon?
I mean, it's great for an initial setup, but are you going to be monitoring that in real time as you're going down a run?
No, I think it's for post-analysis, isn't it? But my concern with a lot of that data is it takes the feel away from riding. I think stuff like tyre pressure is so easy to do. We've made lots of videos about it on the channels, and it's something that I feel like you should be able to do off-feel, and you shouldn't rely on data to say. I mean, there's the speed and rolling resistance thing, but I think on a grip level, it's so personal, and it's something that you should really go out there and know if it's wet and rooty that you can drop a bit of pressure. And I feel like sometimes data tells us things, but it might not also feel good.
And I mean, with, say, the tyre sensor, it might indicate, yes, you've had a sudden loss of pressure mid-trail, but again, you're going to feel it. So are these just more batteries you're going to have to replace, which in this case would involve taking a tyre off? And
I think a lot of these are based around performance, aren't they? So a lot of our data trickles down from racing. So there's a lot of telemetry, suspension stuff that World Cup downhill racers use, and I think even some XC racers are using it now. But I think for the everyday person, you can get your setup pretty dialed just off feel. But would our riding experience be better with more data?
Oof, that's a very good question.
I think, we were sort of saying earlier, data's only as good as the person who's analysing it and what you do with that data. So I'm someone I don't really love looking into that sort of data after the ride. I set my bike up when I first get it, and I like to get used to a setup. And then, but there's a lot of people who like tinkering with setup as well. So I guess that data, it's on sort of a personal level of if you're into it, if you're not. But I think, ultimately, you don't need, there's a lot of data out there. And does it take away from the riding experience if there's too much data? I
think we can become like too fixated on things, but then again, I feel like that sort of comes back to, the age-old sort of car park faff sort of thing. Like, just ride your bike. Just crack on. Like, we love just getting back to basics and riding.
Definitely.
You've done it. You made a really cool video on it that I think everyone liked. And it's just, just get out and ride. But then on the flip side of that, we both have trained in the past. And I think we'll both continue to train with what we have got planned in the future. But now there's that different sort of performance for, rider performance data that we can make use of.
So we're talking power meters, heart rate data. We're both on our watches, we've got sleep data, HRV status. So much you can input onto Garmin's now, like calories you've expended and ate on a ride, how much fluid. And you can get a whole host of training data that can inform future training readiness. I'm definitely someone, I do like power meters and heart rate monitors. I don't train with them religiously. I have done in the past. I actually took mine off my mountain bike for a while because one thing I found is if you train with power a lot and then you go to a race, I think a lot of people think people race and they stare at their power meters, and even on road bikes, you just can't stare at a power meter while racing. So I often had it where there'd be a climb that's like 6 to 8 minutes long, and you can't judge your effort that well if you don't train without power sometimes. So I was often set a training session when I was racing XC and be like, go out and ride 5 climbs in varying lengths and just aim to empty yourself at the top of that climb. And there's a skill within that of being able to empty yourself at the perfect point of the top of the climb with no data. Sometimes I'd absolutely blow my doors and it'd still be like an extra 5 minutes of the climb. And sometimes I get to the top and I'd be like, oh God, I had a little bit left. So it's like, data's great for training, and I still use it a lot. But there's also something in being able to understand your body and what you get out with just off field, I guess.
And sort of on the flip side of that, we've seen there's again a lot more integration with these sensors. So heart rate and sort of power sensors now. So I think it's with the latest Garmin head units, they can actually like tailor the workout as you get into it. Yeah. Dependent on your performance condition. Yeah. Which I think is really good because again, if you just go out and try and do a really hard session when you're absolutely cooked, it's often not beneficial.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm a big lover of data. I use less data on the bike now that I've like stopped racing so seriously. I think, like you say, like getting back to basics, and data can take away from the ride sometimes. You know, if you've been able to ride at 400 watts previously and you can only ride at 350 now, it's like sometimes you're being bummed out and you're like, this isn't what I ride a bike for. And I also think with data sometimes, you know, we were saying earlier, like the Garmins are so great at being able to tell every single thing, but they don't know if you've had a stressful day at work, or they don't know your mental health and stuff like that. So sometimes it's like, oh, you're fresh today, but actually your brain's somewhere else. You've maybe had a physically demanding day at work. So it's like, I think there's something in how you use your data and being able to just understand yourself as well as all the great tools. But they are, like, the amount of data we've got available to us now is amazing for, it takes the guessing work out of things, doesn't it? Yeah,
like I feel like I can train better, more efficiently now than I could even 5 years ago. Yeah. Which is really cool.
Yeah. So we'd be interested to know what you think. Do you ride with a lot of data? Are you someone who likes data? Do you like performance data, or are you just into sort of the nerdiness of the setup data? We'd be really interested to know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments down below.
Right, and we are on to the news. So we've got an exciting competition to start with.
Yeah, really exciting actually.
So Orbea and Shimano, they've sort of collabed on this one. So essentially, design a custom Orbea mountain bike, emphasis on the mountain bike there, on Orbea's Myo platform. So you get to choose between the Rise, Occam, Wild, Oise and Rallon. Essentially, design the bike, save it, and that is you entered into the competition. So good luck with that.
Yeah, and all the details are down below. You basically get to design your dream bike and have a chance of winning it. So check all the details down below. In other news this week, Met have released a new Trenta 3K helmet. So this is their sort of road and cross-country helmet. It's now even more ventilated, so it's got 16% better airflow. And it's also a 40% improvement in safety as well, which is really good. And it's the helmet that Tadej Pogacar uses. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. It's now even lighter as well, and it's just a really cool looking helmet, I think.
I'm quite excited to get my hands on one, to be honest.
Carbon fibre helmet.
I mean, I think the extra venting on it is something I'm excited. I'm very sweaty. Pricing on that, if you are interested, I've got the UK pricing at £349.99 sterling. It's not the cheapest, but it is like the top of the line, the sort of
super performance level helmet.
I'm going to call it the benchmark now in performance lids. So that's cool. We're going to move on to something a bit different from Tailfin.
Nice.
So Bristol based, they've got a new speed, what they're calling the Speed Pack. Yeah. So it's essentially a bag to go on their pannier rack system. Yeah. So it's retrofittable to existing ones, or there's a new integrated solution where the bag is integrated into either an alloy rack or the carbon on that, which is cool. So it's got a 10-litre main pocket with external mesh pockets that can hold up to an additional 3 litres. It's got an internal carbon frame to keep its shape without a weight penalty. Like I say, mounting makes use of an alloy or carbon arch for stability with new adjustable fit link and quick release systems. It's also got mounts for an additional light, GPS tracker, because I know these are going to be really popular with like the ultra racers. So if you are like dot watching and things like that. Yeah, awesome. And extra bottle mounts, pack only. So if you've already got the Tailfin rack, it's £180, €250 or $225. Then you've got the integrated solution with the sort of permanently attached arch. So on the alloy one, it is £290, €400 or $365. And then for the carbon option, the integrated one, it is £340, €465 or $425. there you go.
Looks really smart, doesn't it? In other news, Kona have now released their Hey Hey trail bike in aluminium, which is cool. Yeah. So they refreshed the Hey Hey, it sounds weird that, Hey Hey, earlier in the year. But now they've done it in a more attainably priced aluminium frame version. I know some people just prefer aluminium bikes to carbon. So same platform, it's 130mm front suspension travel with 120mm rear shock. 4 sizes, all your usual small, medium, large and extra large. Geometry is exactly the same as the carbon frame version. 66-degree head angle, 435mm chainstays. It's like a really cool looking bike. I love these like short travel trail bikes.
Yeah.
They're just
I think they're underrated.
Super quick for like the type of riding we have around here. Yeah. They're amazing. And it's going to be like a really affordable, cool bike. And you said there's also a new bike out as well.
Yeah, this got me excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the gravel word.
Go for it.
Yeah, so Kona's Libre gravel bike is also getting the aluminium treatment.
Nice.
So again, it's 6061 aluminium alloy, but with a carbon fork. Shimano Q's build.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, getting that. It's becoming more widespread now, which is really cool. Like the trail bike we just mentioned, it's on WTB rims laced onto Formula hubs with a 23mm internal, so it's going to make your gravel tyres sit nice and wide.
Yeah.
Smattering a Kona finishing kit, and it's actually I think it's really well priced at $2,099.
Yeah, that is
a very sort of attainable, capable build.
Yeah, it's cool to see a lot of Konas coming back, really.
Yeah.
I feel like they've had a bit of a, not hiatus, but they weren't super popular for a while. No. But yeah, they make really smart looking bikes, and these are both absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
So it is now time for the GMBN Tech quiz. So the previous question last week was, after a very eventful Red Bull Rampage the weekend before, we asked who won the first Red Bull Rampage. The answer was Wade Simmons.
Yeah.
Few people got that right. So Tim Sadler, Stephen Bikin, Mad Crabber 34, and also Pascal Weichmann 1080. Well done all.
Nice.
So the new question this week is, go on Adam, you.
When did Orbea launch their Mayo program?
Let us know in the comments down below if you know that one.
Right, so I'm going to amalgamate a couple of features this week. So I'm going to put cool stuff we've seen in with a sort of another discussion as part of hashtag AskGMBNTech. Cool. So on that note, if you have got any questions for us, make sure you get them in the comments with that hashtag AskGMBNTech before it. But I saw this really cool gravel bike. So it's an Allied Able.
Okay, yeah.
With 2.25-inch Vittoria P80s in it.
Oh, massive.
Yeah, and that obviously that bike has been designed to take tyres that big, but it's a trend we're seeing more and more now.
Yeah.
And off the back of our recent FKT attempt, where I think our conclusion was, do we go for a gravel bike with bigger tyres? Or do we go for a mountain bike with smaller tyres?
Yeah.
It was just, exactly that. Gravel bike with MTB tyres or MTB bike with gravel tyres. And I know you've experimented with gravel tyres on an MTB bike.
Yeah, so I tried a lot of riders at some of the earlier cross-country World Cup short track races in the year were running 50mm gravel tyres on their full suspension mountain bikes.
Yep.
So I had to go with that, and for like smooth green and blue trails, it feels really fast. And obviously there's the thing of the narrower tyres being lighter than a 2.4, but then it's funny because a lot of people commented, and we know as well, you see riders like Dylan Johnson and in a lot of the American gravel races, they're running 2.1, 2.2 mountain bike tyres on their gravel bikes. So there's sort of this merger of the two.
But then at the same time, we're seeing drop bar mountain bikes. Yeah, so I think we're going to be exploring it more.
Yeah, I'm
in
definitely
the future.
Keen to try it out.
I'm really keen to try it out
There's
as well.
There's a lot, like tyres is one of those things you can go around in circles with, but...
Yeah, quite literally.
There's pardon the pun. There's a lot to be sort of gained with tyres. I think it's one of the things that... And it's so weather and course dependent, but with gravel bikes having bigger and bigger clearances these days, it is one of those things of...
And again, with the sort of, I guess, handlebar and sort of positions on it, something you picked up in the FKT video was, hand positions over a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, being in that more aerodynamic position of having the drop bars with your tops.
Yeah, I just found for like an 8-hour ride, being in the grips for the whole ride, you just want to change your hand position because your shoulders are in the same position. Like on a road, you can go into the tops and you can get aero in the hoods. It's nice. So we'll look into that a bit more, I reckon.
Yeah, if that's an experiment you want us to run, let us know down in the comments.
Nice.
And speaking of comments, it's time for the comments.
Time for the comments.
Last week we chatted about saving money by fixing your kit and then helmet mounts for lights and action cameras. From Rake Topped, standards. Had to do hours of research to find the fitting bearing for my headset. Still wasn't sure about it, so workshop had to fix it. Easy repair, but impossible without data from your bike manufacturer. So firstly, well done for consulting your local bike shop to have a look at it. But yeah, headset bearings and headset standard, I don't really think they'll ever be
some of them are really simple, aren't they? Some bike brands and manufacturers make it really obvious, but some can be a bit of a lottery. And it's a bit of a shame because sometimes the more budget end bikes, they don't have as easier standards or there's not as information out there. Whereas when you get a premium bike, it's so obvious. So it's a bit of a shame sometimes that brands don't make it easier.
And I think sometimes, to be fair, by the time you've taken out like a corroded bearing, it's already like marked off the writing on the side of it. So there are, I think FSA did make a headset bearing sort of gauge where you could check sort of the inner diameter of the race and then sort of the outer diameter and shape of the bearing as well.
Am I right in thinking you can do, if you have a vernier calipers, you should be able to do it. And
there we go.
Go to your local bike shop as well. They will be the people to ask and they'll be able to order you one as well. I mean, I know some people find things cheaper online, but with something like a headset bearing, it's not going to be much more expensive in your shop. And you get that you just know that they're going to get you the right product and you don't have that thing of spending a load of money and then it turns up and it's the wrong thing.
And you got a random headset bearing just sat in your drawer. But
use your local bike shop.
And there's always something cool in the local bike shop.
Yeah. Love your local bike shop.
And on the note of standards, from DJ Was, BMX manufacturers sorted out their industry standards on every component years ago. So easy now, sort it out mountain bike companies.
Yeah, I'm big on this. So like, I grew up riding BMX. Every bolt on a BMX is a 6mm. Then they also all have, so they use mid-bottom brackets. So in the early 2000s, it was crazy. It was like Spanish BB, Euro BB, USA. They just went, gonna go mid. And all you need now when you go ride your BMX is a 6mm. And it's like a 6mm, and maybe if you've got bolted, so they have like female and male bolts, you'll need a 17. But a 17 and a 6mm, and you can do everything. But the mountain bike industry is not like that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I think that's why we love it, though, in a way. Because every brand has their own little thing. Some people use like T25 bolts for a stem bolt. Some people use a 4mm. Some people use a 5mm. And it's kind of why we love it. But I definitely agree. It'd be nice to just have everything.
Just keep one tool in your pocket and be done.
No, totally agree on that one. Mountain bikers do better. We've also got, from Paris Rose here, we've got, I use stick-on Velcro pads for lights on my helmet. They are brilliant. I wish I'd done it years ago. Easy on and off, stays there. I'd imagine in a crash they'd come off with any real force, but that is probably a good thing. Can't recommend it enough.
I mean, that...
Totally agree.
Sounds really good, to be fair.
Because you don't want a light mount on your helmet all year round. Velcro pads is great, and like you say, probably for safety, you don't want a big light.
No, I mean that sort of that breakaway.
Yes,
breakaway.
Really good idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
And then last comment from Curo San Arts. There is a standard for camera and light mounts. It's called zip ties and duct tape. I mean, that's slightly more permanent than Velcro. I have done it before, but maybe wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, I've always done my own bike repairs. I built my very first wheel out of bits of other wheels when I was 11. Pretty much went there. From there, although I did have a bit of a head start as my neighbour was an old boy who built his own road bike frames and would show me where I went wrong. That's really cool to have a mentor figure like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think too many people are too scared to work on their own bikes sheerly due to the cost of a bike nowadays. I think this is why you don't see as many people doing the upgrade chain with their bikes anymore and just buying an entire new bike every year or so.
I think that comes down to the standards things, like we say as well. It's not super obvious always, like with headset bearings and stuff. It's a bit of a minefield, and even now I've been riding bikes for 20 odd years, and I have to ask you or Owen or our mechanics here what bottom brackets I need and stuff like that. So I totally get it, but on channels like ours and others, there is a whole host of Really, really good YouTube tutorials to watch. So give it a go.
Yeah, and if we haven't covered it, always consult your local bike shop.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of sending you there because they're full of people that are really into all this stuff and will give you the right answer. So,
And if there's any tutorial that we haven't made and there's something you don't know, leave it in the comments below because I feel like we've covered quite a lot of things now. But there's always new innovations in mountain biking, and if there's anything you want to know, any repair or anything, let us know. And Adam or Owen, I'm probably not the best person to, but we'll be sure to leave you a very good tutorial on what to do and how to do it.
Cool.
So, what's coming up on the channel this week, Adam?
I'm going to explain all things mountain bike rims.
Nice.
And Owen is going to show you how to look after your drivetrain.
Very fitting here in the Northern Hemisphere with the winter months coming in. So I think that marks the end of my first show.
Gosh.
Been a pleasure, really enjoyable one.
Thank you for coming along. So I'm sure we're going to be on again at some point soon, no doubt. If you have liked today's show, hit that like button. We've called out comments loads, but we love to hear from you guys, so get them down below. Hashtag is AskGMBNTech if you have got a burning question. And subscribe, and we will see you next time.
See you next one. Cheers.